Hello everyone. So my blast finisher guide is finally here. I will try to keep this one as short as possible. Now I will talk about the blast finishers that I mainly use in combat as an engineer. There are three combo fields that I use in combat, which is the water field, the smoke field, and the fire field. If you want to see a specific field, you can skip towards that field straight away by clicking one of these annotations. Before I go into each field, it is important to know how to use blast finishers. I won't go over all the usable blast finishers, but only the ones I mainly use. So there are certain abilities that have a blast combo finisher. Few examples would be the magnetic shield, the big bomb, and the healing turret. Dropping a field and using one of these blast finishers will activate a combo. Each of these blast finishers will have an AoE effect. Important things you know, the first field you place will always have priority. In normal situations, I try not to use combo fields as much because it does require my own skills to be put on cooldown. Starting out of combat, the most optimal way to do it without wasting your elite is starting with your big bomb since it has a 3-second delay. Drop the field you need, and once the field is active, use the healing turret and explode it. You can then move on to the shield number 4, which is the magnetic shield, and any other blast finishers you have available to get the maximum stacks. You can differentiate from this depending on the situation. If you feel like you just needed a few seconds to get in a good position, you can actually stealth yourself for only 3 seconds, and that only requires you to use one skill, which won't screw you up in mid combat, starting you with a lot of skills on cooldown. Now, I personally only use the full finisher combo when I need to stealth past a big group, or if I need to burst heal myself from very low health. Other than that, I normally don't really use the full finisher. It's just not worth it to use all your skills just to get that extra duration of stealth. Now there is a situation where I could see that it's handy. For example, if you're running with a group and you want to might stack them, then you're able to add in a decent amount of stacks by using the full combo. Okay, so let's start with the combo field. Starting with the most important one, the water field. The water field allows you to heal yourself and your allies. With my current gear setup, the blast finisher heals me for an extra 1320 health. This comes on top of your normal healing, so if you use the full rotation you can easily obtain 4 blast finishers, which will be around 5.3k extra health. Which is a little bit more than your full main heal. In normal combat situations, you want to avoid using your healing turret blast finisher unless you are dropping below 60% health, just because if you do explode your turret, you will have a longer cooldown on your skill. If I did drop below 60% health, I start by exploding the healing turret for one blast finisher and the water field, and add up any other blast finisher depending on my health amount. So if I was close to dying, I would use a lot more blast finishers. Important thing to know is that your tool belt skill from the healing turret drops a 1 to 2 second water field. You will probably only have time for a single blast finisher on this. I usually only use the rocket boots or the magnetic shield for this since they are fast to cast. Now you can time your big bomb to hit this water field, but it will require you practice. But if you're able to do this, you could hit multiple blast finishers, even on this short water field. Moving on to the next field, the smoke field. This is the second most important field because I use this to disengage. The smoke field allows me, as an engineer, to stealth in a stable way with a short cooldown. Each blast finisher gives you around 2.5 seconds worth of stealth. The more blast finishers you use, the more stealth you can stack. A full combo will give you around 10 seconds worth of stealth. My main use for this stealth is to disengage, but you can also use this with a single blast finisher just to buy yourself some time. Those extra 3 seconds, even though it doesn't look as much, it could be the difference between life and death, getting your healing turret cooldown ready or any of your blocks. So don't be afraid to use just a single blast finisher. 3 seconds is most of the time enough for me to disengage safely. Be careful with one thing though. Hitting an enemy while you're doing your blast finishers will drag you out of stealth. There are a few exceptions when it comes to the initial stealthing, where you can safely stealth even if there's an enemy on top of you. This only applies for the first stealth combo. The magnetic shield, the healing turret, the rocket boots will all allow you to safely stealth, even if there's an enemy near you. Just be careful, if you do reflect a ranged attack back with the magnetic shield, you will get the stealth debuff. Now one more thing, the rocket boot is a delayed blast finisher. It won't activate the blast finisher until you land, which means the enemy will know where you're jumping towards. So make sure that you stealth first before using the rocket boots. That way you will be in stealth when you jump. It will be much harder for the enemy to anticipate where you're going. Skills that do give you a stealth debuff would be the Big Bomb and the Elixir Gun Acid Bomb. Finally, we move into the Fire Fields, which gives 3 stacks of might for every blast finisher. I usually don't use this combo, but it could be needed in certain situations. For example, when fighting an ally that runs the Condi immunity trait above 90% health, you would need the extra power coming from the might stacks to lower his health down below 90%. Another example would be a automated response engineer. This is where every bit of damage helps. Another situation where you could use this might stacking is if you're running with a group of players. A fire field will allow your group to blast finisher together with you on that to easily get 25 stacks of might. Now if they don't want to waste any of their blast finishers, you alone can easily get up to 12 stacks of might on a single fire field. This will also affect all your allies, so every single of your ally will get all the might stacks. Now 12 stacks of might gets you quite a lot of extra power and condition damage. For each stack of might, you get 35 power and 35 condition damage. Now finally, one tip for the viewers who sticked around to the end of the video. There is a way to stop the movement of your Elixir Gun Acid Bomb. This will allow you to do a blast finisher on location. This would be good if you're protecting a specific point, like in SPVP, or if you're on an edge and such. To do this, drop your field first, then use the acid bomb, and use your weapon switch button, and this will cancel your flight. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you want to see next. I have a couple of ideas that I want to be working on, and these videos will be released soon.
Yeah.